Back to the show, and we'll just move right along on our Saturday edition. It's BYOD. I'm bringing my own Doyle here. To the show. Good morning, Doyle. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Hey, fantastic. Happy New Year to you. I
Happy
haven't
New
seen
Year,
you
yeah.
like all year, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it.
I got to use that joke at least
yeah,
once a year.
I had to think there for a second.
That's right. Well, I know it. Well, it happened early in the week,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
just after I saw you last.
Yeah.
But anyway, how are things going for you in the county? And let's talk about, what the real estate market is really like in Summit County compared to maybe on a national level.
This talk, yeah, that's a good way to jump into it.
Mm-hmm.
2012, we just wrapped it up, was a great year compared to 2011. About 16% increase across the board when it came to activity throughout the different towns and resorts of Summit County. Keystone happened to see a 40% increase in activity. And doing this now for 20 plus years, typically the trend is you got to see activity increase and then prices stabilize. And charting that out, that's happening right now. And I think that there's some great opportunities. We peaked out roughly around the end of 2007, beginning of 2008.
Right.
And
Yeah.
people have been waiting. When's the time? When's the time? When's the time? And I think a lot of people realize that already, and they've been making those calls and introductions and saying, "Hey, Doyle," or whoever they're working with, and let's go take a look at some property right now.
Yeah, and you mentioned about 2012 kind of being a year of rebounding in a way, that the market has kind of leveled off and is showing some sign that inventory has been, I guess, would it be lower than it has been? So more homes have been sold.
Historically, what happens, just as a general trend up here in Summit County, is that we have less properties on the market during wintertime. A lot of people are trying to hold those properties, rent them on out, use them.
Right.
And then we have a kind of a big influx of properties in spring and summer, and we chew all that up, through the rest of the year. So that's kind of ebbs and flows. But I tell people, from a buyer standpoint, if the right property's out there and it's priced well, let's go grab it now, or let's at least go look at it now.
Yeah, and we're showing some examples of listings that you can find as examples across the county. These are going to be focused on Keystone because that's kind of your specialty, but you would certainly be willing to showcase homes and have listings of your own county-wide.
Yeah, we have listings all over the county, and we think we have some pretty spectacular listings, whether it's Frisco, Breckenridge, Keystone.
You bet, right.
But this is just flipping through Keystone. Back several pictures before. Ski in, ski out properties, $200,000 for one bedrooms, $300,000 for two bedrooms, out in the woods.
Pretty outstanding property when you consider that you can ski in, ski out for that kind of price. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you kind of led into this whole interview with the beginning. How do we compare to the rest of the country? Well, there's a couple different layers to that. As a resort, we're I think overall priced very, very well compared to some other resorts that exist in Colorado, that exist in throughout the country. When it comes to how we did nationally compared to some other places, we didn't drop in our price value as much as other areas across the country. When you think about it, most of our homeowners are secondary homeowners, and it's a discretionary purchase, so they're financially strong in their position, and they don't have to sell. So it's usually a reason they're selling because they have outgrown the property, or their kids have left and they need a smaller property.
Sure.
But there's usually a reason why the people have to sell, and it's not from a distressed standpoint.
Right, and so if somebody though is getting into the market and they're like our own Ashley Brill, if she's looking around at some different options for property, what's the best way to begin, you think?
Well, like Ashley and I've talked before, and you and I've talked before. You educate yourself on the market.
Yeah.
Ashley has an advantage over some other people because she's been up here for a number of years and she knows the different areas to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But then, you're going to start looking out and going, "Hey, Doyle, or whoever you want to work with, I want to try to be a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I'd like to have at least 1,000 to 1,200 square feet. In a perfect world, I'd like to have a garage or whatever it is.
Right.
And this is my price point. And then that's my job to help find those properties for her, and educate her on the market, and really say, "Hey, Ashley, this one's priced really well because of this reason." Because in so many cases, it's hard for someone that's not in the business to be able to decipher what are the good deals.
Right.
more so than something else.
But it's great to fill you in on their XYZ. I want this, this, and that as criteria, and let's begin from there. And your website actually offers those kind of
yeah, the
listings
website. I was, I should have brought that on up, but thank you for bringing that up. It's, you
hey,
got
that's why I'm here.
Yeah, you got a quick search there on the right, so you can do exactly what we just talked about.
Right.
You can put your parameters in there. It's going to spit out every single listing that exists in Summit County that falls within those parameters. And then you're going to look through pictures and stuff like that. And at the bottom of it, we have some great listings that are of ours called featured properties. I always have to make sure that that the buyers out there realize that my sellers are listening to me, to Dave and I, very carefully and pricing our properties right. Not that other brokers don't price their properties right, because there's some great deals out there with other brokers too. And that's what we're going to do. Ashley or whoever is going to look at stuff online, it's going to share so many details. But there's always this, why is this one priced at this price? I mean, I have that question asked all the time. And that's where I'm going to say, well, what you don't realize is that one doesn't have well and septic, and it's going to cost them this much money to hook up to well and septic, whatever that might be.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, but there's usually a reason why a property's priced the way it is.
Right, because sometimes you can look through listings and you can really look at a price and go, wow, is this true? Well, sometimes maybe it's a quarter share, and like you said, maybe there's certain utilities that need to have the hookups too. But with that said, there are more than one ways to invest in property up here.
Yeah, I just met with a nice gentleman yesterday. He's got a really interesting property in Silverthorne that's a duplex, and then there's 2 bedrooms and a bath above and 2 bedrooms and a bath below. So it really gives someone some flexibility. From a purchase standpoint. I mean, even a local would say, hey, I can buy this, live in one half of it, rent out the other half, help cover some of my costs until I can get my feet underneath me a little bit more. So, yeah, there's an example of something that's a unique product that we know about that's going to be coming on the market here shortly.
There you are. Well, and the contact information for Doyle sitting right here is on the screen, and don't forget to check out that website. It is a fantastic website, easy to use, and some great tools on there as well.
Yeah, and it's just doylerichmond.com in case people don't remember it.
Yeah, very easy. And get the phone number. And I don't have to ask you if you're working today. I know you are.
Yeah, I am working. I'm showing again today. Some people from last week. They're concentrating on River Run and Keystone, so gonna go meet them again, and I think it's gonna be a good day.
So whether you're dedicated to purchasing here in the county, or you're just considering the notion, let Doyle answer any questions for you and help you out along the way in that process. Doyle, as always, thanks for coming in here. Hey, Happy New Year to you. We're gonna take another break. Don't forget 2 tickets to Loveland coming your way as part of our Watch and Win. So you'll have your chance to win those, as well as another look at your snow and weather conditions. So stay tuned. We're watching Summit Sunrise.